Tan, the fruit nerd, is going to show us a beautiful, very classic Vietnamese way of preparing spinach. Now, this is not any type of spinach, is it, Tan?
No, it's not. This is water spinach, which is better known as ram muong in Vietnamese. So what I love about this vegetable is that the leaves are very savoury, whilst the stems are very crunchy and crispy.
Fantastic.
So, you know, it's kind of like broccolini mixed with spinach together. So that means that we have to be very careful about how we cook it in this wok. So we're going to heat up this wok.
Yes.
Could you cut some garlic for me? Just dice that up, and also the chilli. What you want to do with water spinach is you want to cook the stems first and the leaves after, because the leaves will cook within 30 seconds.
Of course.
But if you put them all at one time, then your leaves are going to be overcooked and your stems are going to be undercooked.
It's all about timing when it
That's
comes to
it.
cooking, isn't it?
So we've got the stems here, and I'm going to put the leaves aside. Slice them up a little quickly. Now that that's all ready to go, I'm going to put some vegetable oil in the pan. Now, we want this pan roasting hot. We want it smoking. And that's because this is traditionally cooked in a wok, which is at 300, 400 degrees. But when you're at home, you basically need to cook smaller batches on high heat to get the same effect.
Of course.
So Justine, the garlic can go in first, and we want the oil to get some of those aromats. Now, once the garlic is in, we almost immediately, after it starts to brown a bit, put the stems in.
Okay.
And we've got that sizzle, which is what we want. We want it to cook fast, right? So that garlic's really starting to break down and really get into the water spinach. Now, we don't want to cook it for too long. The shorter a time we cook it at a high heat, the better. So the stems are pretty much getting there, and now we're going to add the leaves in.
Right.
And you're going to see that the leaves will break down really quick, like literally 30 seconds.
Yep.
So whilst the leaves are breaking down, you're going to add a bit of salt, sugar, and fermented tofu. And it's a bit spicy too. So we want to add probably 2 of these bricks.
And you don't want to add any of the liquid?
You can add some of the liquid. It is a bit salty and it's spicy. So for me, I just want to add the creaminess because we're going to add some of that chili that you've just diced there. So as that's breaking down in the pan,
A whole lot?
maybe half. That's if you don't have a spicy palate, then
For you would use the whole lot, but for me, maybe just a little less.
maybe. So we're going to add a pinch of sugar because we need that to balance out with the saltiness.
Okay.
And then a pinch of salt, not too much because we've already added the fermented tofu. And now we want to make the slurry, which is basically going to bind all of that sauce together. So we've got some corn flour in there and some cold water. We'll mix that up and then we'll just add that in, and that's going to bind all that sauce together.
Okay. Do you need the whole lot of this or just a little bit?
Maybe just a third of it.
It's always best to add a little bit.
Yes.
Check it and then add some more.
That's right.
Yum. Now, would this be served in Vietnam as a side dish or could you have it as a main?
It can be had as a main, and what happens is at home when my mum cooks this, we usually have another dish, like a meat dish or a soup, and we have it with rice. So
Fantastic.
now that's ready to go. We're just going to plate that up, and then we're just going to serve that with a bit of rice. And then that's your veggie dish, and it's vegan, it's super delicious. It's so much going on in that dish, but only a few ingredients. So, you know, it's one of those dishes that the produce kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, the smell is just fantastic.
So,
and I love how speedy it is. That's why we love stir fries, don't we?
That's right.
It's like a tiny little dish, but I know that this is going to pack a punch because of that garlic through it and the tofu.
All right, so we just got some jasmine rice, which I love, and it goes so well with stir-fry dishes.
Yeah, of course.
So that's pretty much your dish. And usually, you know, I could eat a whole plate of this for any meal of the day. It's one of those really nostalgic dishes for me that my mum cooks for me and my dad loves, and we just eat as a family like once a week almost.
That's just some of the best dishes. Let's have a try.
Absolutely. Welcome to my home.
Oh, I love that. I love when someone says, this reminds me of my childhood because I want to taste what you grew up eating. That is incredible. And you know you said sometimes you would serve it with other dishes on the side. It doesn't need it. There is so much flavour, and you're right. It is like that combination of so many vegetables.
It's like a double vegetable, really. And the thing about water spinach is it's basically the broccoli of Southeast Asia. So anytime you're travelling in that part of the world, you're definitely going to find water spinach on the menu. And don't go past it, order it, because they'll make it so much better than what we could ever imagine.
Yeah, I love it.
It's definitely my nostalgic home dish.
Water spinach, my new favourite. Tan, thank you so much.
My pleasure.